What's the word, y'all? This is KTR _podcast, News Rose Podcast. You are now live and direct with Cinko and J-Bo himself. Big Harv is unable to be with us today due to scheduling circumstances, things of that nature, and he told us to go on with the show. And when you're outnumbered by somebody that's 6'5" and weighs 300 plus pounds, you listen to him. So even though we said we didn't want to do the show without him, he said do it, and we looked at him like, okay, we're gonna do it. But J-Bo, how you feeling today, though, my man? How you doing? How you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling good. It's honestly just a little bittersweet. You know, Jay Harv got hit with the Heath Slater effect. He got hit with the I got kids. You know, he got to work and take care of business. So shout out to the guy. We look forward to having him on the next episode. But I'm good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what we got going on today.
That's good. That is good. And before we get started with episode 9, please, everyone, go follow all our social media platforms, KTR _podcast at Twitter and Instagram. Know the Ropes Podcast at YouTube and Facebook. Know the Ropes Podcast on every podcast platform. Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Music, all that, whatever podcast you listen to, go look us up on that platform. Find us, like us, comment, subscribe, share us. Anything you can do to help promote the brand. Support us because we support y'all and we love y'all, and thank you for everything that you've done so far. But we are going to get right into the show now.
Yeah.
Since it's us two, and I got expect to do more talking than I usually do this just to run the show, but hey, we're going to get it done. First off, 2 weeks ago, literally, because we put out shows every other Tuesday, and so we put out episode 8 before Impact Wrestling comes on. That's our thing. We try to put it out before Tuesday.
Yeah.
Before the Tuesday evenings. So with that being said, literally, we put our episode out, and the next day following on AEW, Rusev, aka Miro, is now a newly signed AEW superstar. And with that, our co-host, Big Harv, said it episodes ago. It was kind of wrong, but he had the prediction months ahead. And hats off to him for that. But J-Bo, how do you feel about the new signing of Rusev or Miro, whatever you want to call him? How you feel about that?
So I like it. I love to see Miro come back for another major wrestling organization. Heck, he could have went to Impact or Ring of Honor. I would have still just been as excited. 2 things, however, I don't really like about it was, number one, how they brought him in. As the best man of a gimmick that honestly no one cared or probably even remembered. And then he came out and he did the typical dig at the WWE with the whole brass ring thing. I mean, that's normal. You know, Chris Jericho does it. John Moxley does it. Just about any WWE former superstar that's coming over to AEW do the dig. So I didn't really like that he just did the regular thing, but that's all right. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the ring. But yeah, it's a good move. Honestly, any move for him would have been a good move.
And I completely agree with that because I remember at the beginning he was trying to mess with our mind cells here. He was done with wrestling. I'm like, no, I don't see that because he just got in a great shape. He's still in his prime. Like, he's still talented. Why give up a talent that you can still make so much money off of and continue to work? So we saw this coming. We just didn't know when, where it would happen, but it happened months later with AEW. I like the move. Like I said, with you, the best man gimmick is, I'm in between with that. And at the same time, you know how the typical WWE stars that leave, and it seems like the ones that go from WWE to AEW always take the jabs. That just try to get the jabs out. Do your talk in the ring. Let's try to shine. Be that superstar that you're trying to shine in AEW that they wouldn't give you the opportunity to in WWE with creative. So that's that. So, but hats off to you, Miro, Rusev, whichever one to go by. Sorry for Lana getting slammed through tables because you made that move, but it's okay. It's okay. She tough like you, and we like that. Speaking of AEW and WWE, AEW's been doing well with ratings lately. I remember when AEW first came out, we were talking about would it be a threat to WWE, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. WWE's too big for that. And I believe you said the same thing, or you
Yeah,
you agree.
I agree. Yeah.
But AEW doing numbers right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They are definitely doing numbers.
And I don't know, maybe it's because of the whole pandemic, with this and that, or it's doing better. But right now, it is, quote unquote, killing NXT on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I remember it hit its first million views probably like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now do you believe it's becoming a threat towards Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown yet?
I still wouldn't go that far. The reason why is, even if you look back to the Monday Night Wars between like Monday Night Raw and WCW Nitro, even WCW was around for going on a decade before they even started the whole battle with Monday Night Raw. Same thing with AEW. They're doing good. Stay with it. Yes, keep doing good. Just because you got a high number rating doesn't mean, all right, let's go to Monday Night Raw. Let's challenge Friday Night SmackDown. Impact Wrestling did that mess and got destroyed. When they went over to Monday Night Raw, it was just terrible for them. When they did Monday nights, it was just bad for them. So I say AEW, keep killing it on Wednesday nights. Stay around for a bit longer. I mean, it's been over a year now, about a year now coming on. I mean, just keep that. Keep it going. Keep it going. That does not mean to start challenging. Would it be interesting? Yeah, but it's not time yet. It's not time yet. It will be, but not yet.
See, with that being said, I really think, because I was about to touch on it, but I kind of like held back on it because I was waiting for my turn to speak, because I actually have to speak now since Harv's not here. But with that being said, I feel like with the pandemic going on, no fans being of attendance, I really think that is really hindering or hurting the WWE.
Yep.
And it's helping out AEW. Because I look at it like this. With AEW, their main fan base are between the ages of like 18 years old and like high 30s and low 40s. The ones that actually, knowledgeable, common sense, looking to wrestling and are actually looking for wrestling matches, as opposed to the WWE that's just all mainstream, all ages, mainly towards the kids, because that's where the revenue generates from for merchandise sales, ticket sales at shows and things like that. And so, and it's really hard to keep children's attention, because with that comes no fans. Okay, remember, we started watching wrestling when there was no fans. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. If I was 5-year-old Cinko, I would be like, "Dang, this sucks." I'm getting bored. I'm like, okay, I'm watching people in the ring. There's no fan interaction. Like, it's just like there's nothing keeping my attention at that younger age, because I really understand wrestling like that as a mature person now. And so I think with AEW, with what they're doing with their product, it's more appealing for like a live show that doesn't have a crowd.
Yeah.
And like what WWE is doing is like, okay, they're doing good promos, they're doing good work, but at the same time, this is like, what do you do?
Yep, that's true. That's honestly the pros and cons of the wrestling organization. You can be like the WWE and appeal to everybody. It was beautiful. But then you won't have the fans that will, like you said, consistently keep watching. Right. AEW said, look, this is our fan base. This is who we're going to target to, because we know that they are, like you said, mentally stable enough to understand that no matter if they're fans or not, this is what I want to watch. Right. I want to watch wrestling, and they're going to keep that. So you're right. Yeah, that's a good point for them.
Yeah, so like that's really what's hurting the WWE too as well, and also AEW. They just saying, forget the virus. They letting fans at the shows too. Small number, but they still allowing them to come. So it's like it's making it seem like it's better at the same time. So it's just, but at the same time, to understand what WWE, you gotta monitor this whole pandemic situation, this virus, because it's getting out of hand day by day, and we don't know when it will end, when it will slow down. And speaking of which, the NXT brand, which battles with AEW on Wednesdays, had a recent COVID outbreak. Again, WWE just can't get a break with this whole COVID situation. Like everything was going good, and see everybody got comfortable, took the mask off, breathed around. Everybody happy, go lucky, jolly, and everything. And when somebody just had that cough,
that was it.
It was a wrap because they saying it's a number of them that got the virus that test positive. I'm not gonna say no numbers. They didn't give like an estimate. I'm gonna probably say it's obviously more than 10.
Mm-hmm.
Probably between the 10 and 25 ratio, and that's a big gap, but that's probably what it is. But wrestling and COVID, it's hard.
It's difficult.
It really is. So I don't know what to say about NXT with that. What you got? You got anything to touch on?
Yeah. So I think it was episode 3 where I just went clean off, mainly because I was upset at the fact that, they were still having a wrestling show, knowing good well that pretty much no one knew how to handle this COVID situation. So now that we're in September 2020, almost a year removed from October, which was when COVID was technically, discovered or whatever. I know that outbreaks happen. You may be unaware and you probably spreading it unknowingly. But like you said, they got comfortable. To be honest with you, they've been comfortable. Honestly, the only reason why they increased their standards was because they was slammed, they was hit, and they already had an outbreak. So honestly, this is not a surprise. And it's frustrating because I honestly do not think that the WWE is truly taking it seriously. We know from reports, if they are true, rumors, whatever, Vince isn't taking this seriously. So why would the WWE take it seriously? In fact, there's probably going to be another outbreak that's going to happen on, I don't know, the SmackDown production crew. I don't know. Like, at this rate, that's what's going to happen.
Right, because this is all unpredictable. So with that being said, everybody, please wear your mask. Please wear your mask. Put it on. You saw in our Wrestling Weekly recap, we had our mask on during the show. I put my mask on when I was done talking to it off, and I'm like, please, everything you do, go out in the public, just wear it. It's for your safety. It's for other people's safety as well. And speaking of masks, on Monday Night Raw,
that's right,
a group of people finally took off their masks and revealed themselves after all these weeks and months of, when y'all gonna do something with y'all lives? When you gonna reveal yourselves? Retribution finally revealed themselves.
Trash. Trash.
They revealed themselves. They made their mark. They made their point. They did promos. They even had a debut match that went to no contest because we already knew they was gonna lose regardless. So of course this was gonna happen. But J-Bo, how do you finally feel about Retribution finally being revealed?
Garbage. Trash. Terrible. Exactly what I said it was going to be. This is bad. Okay, okay, look. This whole thing has turned into like a Sanity Nexus love child, and it's just not working out, okay? What was upsetting is that you got these promising stars in Shane Thorne, Dominic Dijakovic, and and you got promising stars, and you just took them and you just completely wiped the careers away. Like, for example, dude, his name is Mace. I'm okay with Mace, honestly. I'm not too much against that, but still, they could have had a better debut for him. Then they took Donovan Dijakovic and they changed his name over to T-Bar. Now, knowing Vince, okay, I knew they was going to shorten the name. Like, I knew that, okay, but T-Bar, they might as well call them T-Bars because the last thing they're doing with their career is giving them any type of tender love and care. Okay, so that was bad. And then Shane Thorne, I love Shane Thorne. I love Shane Thorne ever since TM61, their tag team. I love them. But then you got a promising star in Shane Thorne where they honestly wasn't doing too much with an NXT as a singles competitor. They bring him over and they gave him a name of Slapjack. Slapjack. You might as well call him Slap Nuts because that's what you're doing for the rest of his career. It's bad. And of course, they haven't revealed the name of Mia Yim or Martinez yet, but come on now. There is really no payoff for this at all. They're trying to recreate the wheel with Nexus. It's literally the exact same thing. They come in, guys who nobody really knows, well, as far as NXT people, they attack everybody, state the claim that they're here to make a statement, and they're going to keep doing that together collectively until they all eventually separate. it's the same thing, and it's not going to work. It hasn't worked, and I believe everybody online, in person, who has a brain, who loves wrestling, says this is equal trash. I'm done with this mess, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know how I can't argue with it because, like, at first I was kind of a little hyped about it, like now it's just like I'm not feeling it.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling this angle because you're really hurting promising stars that had probably a good future, especially in Jacoby. Out anybody like
anybody,
y'all really hurting him.
Man. The matches he put on with Keith Lee in NXT just took all of 2019, 2020. But I'm done. I'm just so upset.
I have no idea what angle they're going with this, what direction they're going with this. Because at the end of the day, this group is going to get killed like every other group that does this.
That's right.
There's always going to be somebody promising, somebody big, some type of superstar is going to shut the whole thing down. And there's gonna be trash somewhere.
Right.
Who knows where that's gonna go?
And then even right now, they're doing this thing with the Hurt Business. To be honest, I'm interested in it, but not because of Retribution, but because of the Hurt Business.
Exactly.
That should give you enough definition right there.
Right. Y'all make them look stronger because that one segment they had just the 4 of them beating up on 12 people in the backstage. It's like, okay.
You're talking about 12 guys getting beaten.
Right. One person being 3 people per like, nah, this ain't gonna fly. I don't know. They like y'all some gotta work, some gotta flip, but Retribution ain't it.
No, it's not.
Y'all moving on. I'm sorry. I was gonna go on a rant about it. Okay, next we got is we'll stay on the Monday Night Raw standpoint.
Yeah.
This Rey Mysterio storyline.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm just gonna say it right now. I just like it right now. Not just because of his son, because you already know how I feel about Dominic.
Oh, gosh. Okay, fine. I'll give you that.
I mean, it's mainly about Dominic. Though, like they should have just ended it at the eye for an eye match and just left it at that. Let him heal and let him come back. But no, you wanted to get Mr. Kendo Stick involved, have him swing on people for 5 weeks straight for nothing. Have him participate in number 1 contenders matches for nothing.
Yeah.
Like he's taking up space for other wrestlers that actually deserve that opportunity on TV. But instead, we're giving it to Dominic, who didn't ever work in the developmental center at NXT. He just hopped on the main stage at WWE. Now you got the storyline with the family and now involving the daughter.
Yeah.
It's been going on too long. I understand, like some people like storylines that are quick. Some people like storylines that are long. But if you don't have a storyline that is this long, please make it worth our while.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say. Cause this ain't it. I'm sorry. This ain't where like it was all cool, when at the beginning. But now, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah. All right. So everyone knows how I feel about my guy Dominic. I have faith in the guy. I didn't care if Cinko didn't like him. I was all for Dominic. The problem that I'm having, however, is that I don't see any realistic payoff at the end of this entire storyline. Let's say at the end of it all, Dominic does face Seth Rollins one more time and beat him. Well, it won't be realistic to beat him clean because he had numerous opportunities to do that and didn't work. The only way it will be even somewhat believable is if it was like a roll-up or a terrible gimmick match to lead to that with the family involved. The whole Rey Mysterio thing, like you said, should have just ended with eye for an eye, but I think they're just dragging this along for Dominic's sake. But now they're dragging it along, and it's not even helping Dominic anymore. Now you got somebody like Seth Rollins who he did his job. He brought,
He's doing great.
Yeah, he's doing great. He brought story. He brought relevancy to Dominic, but now it's like, okay, you got somebody like Seth Rollins, who's a main event caliber, in this storyline that's honestly not going anywhere at this point. So I still support Dominic. Maybe a mid-card title one day in the future.
Hell no.
Yes.
Maybe like 30, maybe. But not now. No,
What?
no. These kendo stick arm drag matches, they gotta go. I'm sorry. No, we're
Hey
not
man,
doing
it
this.
worked for Sandman for like all of ECW.
Is that ECW exactly? Not WWE. No, not the World Wrestling Entertainment Industry. No.
Whatever, dude.
Oh man. No disrespect, Dominic. You cool, but
I'm not saying it now either. I'm now at a stage where it's like, okay, what's the payoff? If there's no payoff, end it.
Just say he's trash.
No, I would not say he's trash, but he's not. The storyline currently is trash. That I will say.
Oh, I'm just talking. All right. And last but not least, the big dog, Roman Reigns.
Yes, buddy.
Going through a big change. Change. Face to heel change. And now he's about to get some more new changes as well. Reported earlier today or yesterday, whatever. I saw the article. They're talking about that he's looking to change his wardrobe, attire, and just interest music.
Great.
And he's looking for extra people on his team, more of a mafia type look. So with that being said, this is what a lot of people have been waiting for, is this change. And I'm just going to go out and say it right now.
Go ahead.
I don't like it.
What? Why not?
I don't like it. Because this is my thing. Everybody always wants a heel turn. And I already know it's that demographic between in our age group, from 18 to 40, whatever. Everybody like bad guys. Bad guys are good guy in the real wrestler person's mind for some odd reason. And for me,
that's true. Okay.
No, that's not it. It's because I'm a person that's about money. Like that likes to make money. Just like I say, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. But with that, Roman Reigns is money.
Yes, he is.
Heels don't make as much money as faces.
Okay, that's arguable, but okay.
It's arguable. It is, but at the same time, if I was a parent, no, I'm not, but yes, I don't think I am, but yeah, like I say, if I was a parent and I was at a wrestling show with my child and I had to pick between buying him a Roman Reigns t-shirt that says wreck everything and leave, or I give him a John Cena t-shirt that says never give up, which one I'm gonna go with?
Okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, just the positive imagery and all that. Roman Reigns is basically John Cena now, in a sense. In a sense, not completely, but if
in a sense, okay.
If we would put a person on John Cena's pedestal right now, it would be Roman Reigns.
Okay.
By the way he's represented within the WWE. With merchandise sales, public relations, outreach programs, with Make-A-Wish Foundation, Connor's Cure, and everything like that. He does so much outside of the WWE, movies too, and all that. And you have him as a heel. It mixes it up. If you try to keep these storylines, combined, it's weird having your bad guy visiting a child in the hospital, telling him to fight the good fight. It's weird to have a bad guy hosting E-News or some type of Emmy or Grammy or ESPY award show. It doesn't fit. I'm just looking at it from the whole overall marketing standpoint. It's good. I guess it's cool right now since not much is going on entertainment-wise because of the virus and everything. But in the long haul, this has to be a temporary thing because once fans get back, once the world gets back to normal, this ain't gonna fly. Yo, turn.
Okay. No. Okay. You actually made a lot of good points. I do agree that especially with somebody who's a top guy like Roman Reigns, you do want him to have that positive outlook so that he can reach out to the multiple demographics that the WWE is trying to reach. But this is how I view it. Take a look at John Cena, look at The Rock. Okay. I'm taking two big names right now. Okay. So take with John Cena, when he came in, he started off as a heel, but when Vince said, I want you to be my top guy, he made him a face. He made him a face throughout the majority of his career. Some people loved it. A lot of people hated it over time, okay? But he was the cash cow. Look at The Rock, though. The Rock, he was a heel for a good amount of time, but then when he made that transition to face, everybody loved it. He did eventually go back to being a heel for a little minute, like with Goldberg when he came back for that moment. But at the end, when they switched him back, the crowd loved it. This is how I see Roman Reigns. Make him a heel. Apparently, that formula works. Pushing him at just a straight-up face and making him a top, that formula does not work. You have to give the fans a chance to hate them and be emotionally involved in hating him, and for him to be the dominant guy that he is. That way, when that time comes for him to switch over, the fans is already emotionally involved. Now they're going to like him because he's now a face. He paid his dues. He did what we wanted. Now he can be that top guy, and he can make Vince all the money in the world.
So how come John Cena never turned heel during in the middle of his prime, and people still loved him all the way through?
Vince still hated him. No, not Vince. Vince still got money from him. People still hated him. He brought in like the yays and the boos all the time. Granted, they was emotionally involved in hating him. Could that work for Reigns? Yeah, but I mean, with John Cena, people liked him at first, and then they started hating him. When they put Roman Reigns in the single field, people was just like, no, that was just they because they knew from the moment he came to the Shield and they broke him off, they just knew that he was going to be the next big guy. So fans instantly rejected him. However,
so is that Reigns? Is that Reigns' fault, him with his personality, or the creator's fault?
It's not Reigns' fault at all. It could have been anybody. Fans ain't stupid now. Fans know when they're trying to force somebody to be the top guy and just beat everybody. Fans know that now. So it's not Reigns' fault. It could have been anybody else. They could have pushed somebody like, I don't know, Sami Zayn. They could have pushed somebody like, Kevin Owens. People like Kevin Owens for a while. I don't know. They could have pushed anybody. But if it was just automatic top guy, just go through everyone, fans are going to reject it. So to have him be somebody that they despise first as a heel and then have them emotionally invested, it'll work later on.
Yeah. I agree. I ain't gonna disagree with that. That was some good points, that was made on both ends. But yeah, like saying personally, I like me personally. I hope this is like a short term thing. I'm gonna miss Reigns' entrance music though, because the way that WWE Creative is going with their theme songs for these wrestlers now, it ain't looking good.
We ain't gonna talk about that. Rest in peace, amazing theme song.
It's not looking good. I don't trust what's gonna be next. I don't know what's gonna come out to. But I'm not excited to see what's going to happen.
No, I'm not either. That I agree.
Whew, man, please give me a call. I can help y'all with some music. Trust me, because okay. We're not gonna get in there. We're gonna say it for another time. Anyway, yeah, that looks like we're getting. I'm thinking about Keith Lee music. Just bring it back. That's all we want. That's really all we want, there. I'm sorry. That's all we want. That's what we need. I know y'all barely listen to us, but still, if y'all listen to anything, just bring Keith Lee music back. That's all.
And you know what's bad is like they're putting him in different attires every week.
Yes.
Like they're trying to
let him wrestle with his shirt off. Right. Hey, we know he a big dude. We don't care, but the singlet, no. Skirt, no.
No, just
let him do his Trunks, bask in his glory music, and we'll be fine. We probably won't complain for another 3 months because it's gonna take us off eventually.
Right.
But just do it for the universe, please.
Listen to Know the Roast podcast. We speak for the people.
Right.
Please.
So as we wind down for our show, episode 9, we are now coming down to the lightning round. We have 5 questions for it. 5 questions for J-Ball.
5 questions.
Yes. First question for you. What would be your Retribution name?
What would be my Retribution name? I would say, lightning round. I don't know. It would be some type of.
You got time to think about it. I know. I did this yesterday on Twitter. I answered it. I said my name would be Scar, Hot Link, one or the other.
Oh my gosh. Nah, I don't know. Mine would probably be something basic as hell. Like, I don't know, statement or exclamation, so something like that.
J-Bo.
No, it would not be J-Bo.
It's short.
No, because they already got bad names. I probably just pick some of the world's most generic. I mean, no, I would not go by J-Bo. That's just my personality name right now.
All right, next question. This is actually it's a new thing. I actually just pre-ordered this today. WWE came out with some wines.
I read that.
Yes, Undertaker got a wine. Ultimate Warrior got a wine. So if you were to pick a wine, which one would you choose? Undertaker's or Ultimate Warrior?
Shit, I probably would pick Ultimate Warrior because he probably got some real good stuff to get me hype up in there.
That's same thing. I said about you. I'll get Ultimate Warrior because I want to drink that whole bottle and be like this while Netflix and chip. Okay, we're going. Anything is. Hope y'all got some. Hope there's like 50 proof or something. Next question. The Hurt Business. You saw they went up against Retribution the other day. And Retribution had a couple of women on their team. So if you were to add 2 women to the Hurt Business, who would they be?
Bianca Belair automatically.
Yeah, that's definitely
Bianca Belair automatically. And then who else would I add in there? Oh, I will probably add Kaden Carter from NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little mix in there. I would throw Kaden.
Okay. For me, I said definitely Bianca Belair for the first one. And my second one is Zelina.
Okay, I can see Zelina.
That personality definitely fits. It definitely fits in with them.
Yeah, I like that.
Next question. You saw I did a couple of memes in the past week about the PS5 and the Xbox Series coming out. So, J-Bo, which one you prefer? The PS5 or the Xbox?
PS5. That's I'd rather the PS5 because I am a single player. I don't do multiplayer. Xbox, no offense, that's a terrific system. It got terrific hard drive capabilities, but I like games that just have straight up story, and PS5's got a whole number of them. So I'm going PS5.
All right, and my PS5 meme was of Mark Henry taking in Mae Young to the hotel room. So you'll be willing to do that for a PS5?
Now let me tell you something. I said I would prefer a PS5 or Xbox. I did not say to the list I would go to get.
But the pre-order is now it's sold out. So if you had no other choice and you had to spend a day with. Well, she is passed away, so I really can't speak on it.
It's all good. It's all good to see. Y'all don't know my wife, okay? My wife, she's going to find a way. You're the crazy, I love her. She'll find a way to get a PS5. I'm just going to be chilling until then.
Shout out to Ms. J-Bo for the PS5. Anyway, I am still searching for an Xbox Series. If anybody listening to it, if y'all want to sponsor a brother.
Oh, my gosh.
But anyway, last but not least, last question of lightning round. AEW or WWE?
AEW. I'm going to ride the coattails until they are successful, man. I mean, even more successful. New day, a new change. I'm AEW through and through.
That's crazy. You said New Day with AEW.
I sure did. That's because they need to recognize that AEW is on the rise.
We see where your head is at in this. We see could be want WWE. I want WWE too. I'm WWE till I die. So yes, World Wrestling Entertainment, because it's all about the entertainment and not about the wrestling. But that is all the time that we have for episode 9. Be sure to go like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode. KTR_podcast, Twitter and Instagram, Know the Ropes Podcast at Facebook and YouTube. Know the Ropes Podcast on all podcast platforms. Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts. We are on everything. Hit that notification button. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit anybody you see on our page that doesn't have a thumbs down on it.
There you go.
We want the support. We want the love. And we want you to hear us out. So, shout out to Big Harv, not here today, but he is with us. I can feel his presence from a mile and miles away because he's a big guy. But that is all the time we have today. No Rose Podcast, KTR. We are KTR, and we are out.
Yeah. Said I'm about to bring it back to the block. Like my pocket holds a packet full of rocks, and I'm packing me a clock. And my click is the most hazardous of flocks that you couldn't count. A steady counting numbers from the raggediest couch. Take a pacifistic route if you're fearing the outcome. Bullets burn bitches better warn her like Malcolm. X out your